back in Bourne Hall, about to do section 8 of the London Loop. Walking it backwards from Bourne Hall to Kingston. Let's do it. We're at the source of the Hogsmill River here. You got the Spring Tavern hiding on the other side of the spring. Just seen our first London Loop sign, and then head out of Bourne Hall and follow the, I think it's like a 7-mile stretch of the Hogsmill River. There's our signs for London Loop. There you go, Kingston Bridge, 7 miles. 7 miles for the Hogsmill River. It's cold, it's a bit wet. Good day for walking though. Before we do that, I'm getting distracted. I'm wondering if I can get a shot of this. The first time I ever walked this route, there was like an incredible amount of mud. And today, I mean, it's the 1st of December today. It's been raining pretty much all morning, I think, or all night, and it is pretty muddy. The sun's coming out. I've got a feeling it'll rain again later, but hopefully we'll avoid that. But we'll try and make an interesting video all the same. I've walked this route a few times, maybe not the whole thing, but certainly up to Tolworth. I did a video which is a slow ways route that goes from Ewell to Tolworth, which is worth a look. That was in end of summer, so it was nice and sunny, so it's nice to get some different footage and different walking experience of different time of year. Oh, got some mud to navigate. Again, this isn't too bad compared to how it was when I first walked it. But here's the Hogsmill. Gets a little bit wider, gets narrower. That would say would be about the average. And it looks like it's just me and a few dog walkers today, and the wind. Maybe, hopefully not too much rain. But we're coming up to, I think it's an open spaces here. Hogsmill open spaces, maybe, or the whole Hogsmill open space. There are many open spaces, who knows? But it's looking quite lovely in this light as I slip and slide in the mud. Here comes the sun. Oh, look at that. Let's pop you up. as I'm walking the Hogsmill River, I thought it's only makes sense I share a few Hogsmill River facts or a bit of history, okay? And I've written it down because I won't remember it. The Hogsmill River is named after the mill owner John Hogg, and until 1768 it was named the River of Ewell, which kind of makes sense. Or sometimes the Bourne, which means dirty or urban river. I love the idea of an urban river. So it's 7 miles. Sources, as we said, back in Ewell Village, back there. And it's fed by several springs that fill into the ornamental pond which we saw earlier back at Bourne Hall, and it flows into the Thames. Got some fond memories of lockdown walking down here. Just over here is where I fished my daughter out of the river just before it snowed. She wasn't entirely happy about that, but you know, she did want to cross over a tree, and there we go. A little bit more history. So the Hogsmill River has played a very long and important role in the history of Ewell, both as a source of power for several mills, including gunpowder mill complexes, and an inspiring landscape for famous artists. Hopefully at some point I'll try and find a little signpost, which is I'll share a clip on here, because you've got John Everett Millas's Ophelia, she's lying down in the Hogsmill. So that was kind of painted or inspired by the Hogsmill River as well. So that's probably its most famous. It's famous. I don't know what's the word. I'm getting distracted. You see, I've seen stepping stones. I'm not going to cross over the stepping stones, but in the summer you'll see plenty of people running across here. But I'm going to head down this muddy route. We're on the sort of, I guess you could call it the north bank. You can walk either side, but this one's maybe sometimes slightly quieter and certainly more muddy as well. We'll carry on then. Let's get a quick have a look inside this tree. The light has just got amazing, so let's go up. woke up this morning, looked out the window, it was dark still, it was rainy and windy, and I almost didn't fancy going out for a walk today, but now I'm out, and even the last bit, which is so muddy, I just thought, oh, what am I doing? But now look at it, the weather's almost clear blue sky, the path has got better, these autumn colours are looking fantastic, and I can feel like I'm walking along at a decent pace now, whereas before I was just sort of slipping and sliding all over the place. So yeah, onwards to Kingston. Just passed through the Hogsmill open space. I don't know if this is part of the open space, but it's all quite nice. There's a couple of roads we cross over. We're just about to cross over Ruxley Lane, and then we go back into the woods again, which is definitely sort of time-lapse worthy. And all along, you know, the river's right here, all the way through. And we sort of crisscross it a little bit as well as part of the walk, which is quite lovely. Yeah, here we come up to Ruxley Lane. As always, I'm using my Go Jauntly app to navigate, even though I kind of know where we're going. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the Tolworth Tower appearing from through the trees, but we are, I think that's the Kingston Road, Kingston bypass, A something or other, and we have to cross over that. This is kind of where this lovely little stretch sort of finishes, although then we're getting back into woods again and it's not too bad. But this is a well walked, look over there, you've got, I don't know if you can see that. We've hung some things in the trees, sort of wind sound makers, I'm not sure what they're called. Some kids, obviously. And I got completely lost, but that's we carry on. Just before we head over the busy A road, it's worth pointing out, although it's not part of the walk, just across the Hogsmill River there is Tolworth Court Farm Fields, which is a nature reserve, and it's worth exploring if you got the time. You can loop around, have a little walk around, and then sort of come back and head back onto the route. But it's a nice diversion, a nice place to explore, and a lot of work's been done by sort of local community groups to add signposting and information and things, so it's worth a look. Let's get back onto the route though before I fall into the river. Not quite away from the A road yet, but we just about managed to cross over it without getting run over. Now we've just got this lovely little path. Not too many people down this path either. We've got the Hogsmill just over here on our right, although we are walking this route backwards, as I've mentioned. So I guess if you're doing it the proper way, it'd be on your left. And we just got this lovely little path. I might try film a hyperlapse walking along here, I think. Just love how the path we're on sort of raises up, and I think this is probably the highest point we get over the Hogsmill. Not too high, but It's got this lovely view. There's like a go-kart place on this side, sort of hidden by a few trees, but still pretty quiet. A few ducks and things swimming in the river. Still got the murmur of the sort of road heads into Worcester Park, but it's a fantastic bit of path. And there's a little signpost coming up here. Not sure what it says. This is part of the Hogsmill Valley Walk. You might see green woodpeckers. There we are. Alright, let's carry on. Just passing the Hogsmill Toby Carvery. There was a young man. I worked my way up from wash up to starter chef in a beefeater restaurant during the height of mad cows, which was interesting. Just kind of walking into this is our sort of first bit of residential. Walking in, it's part of this London Loop section. And again, a bit of road I know very well. As I mentioned, I worked at the Hogsmill round the corner, and this was my walk home. And during, it must have been the late 90s, there was a spate of car bombings happening in Worcester Park. Quite unusual. The leafy suburban zone for Worcester Park and London Loop side. So, working as a starter chef, I obviously finished my shift quite late, and it'd be after midnight walking home after we had a little drink after work and things. So I was often stopped by the police and questioned about my whereabouts, that I've been starting car bombings. I don't know if they were bombings or what really happened, but some cars were vandalised. And once this WPC asked if she could smell search me to see if I smelt like petrol, which I didn't, but you know. Anyway, we're going up a steep little hill now, so I won't talk. So we're just about to leave. It's rather lovely residential street and head down into this little tunnel path here. It's a nice part of the world. We're heading into Old Morden, and it kind of again ducks and dives back. Should be getting the river back soon. Haven't quite got it yet, but I think we're going to head through here and then come back and rejoin the Hogsmill shortly. Just passing John's Church, tiny little residential private road there. Last time I was here, I think there was a snowman just sitting out in front of one of those houses. So it must have been February. And then we're again into a nice wide, thankfully not muddy path, heading downhill after our little uphill to the top of the avenue. Again, it's just fantastic. The Morden Manor section of the Hogsmill Nature Trail. It's rather fantastic little archway. We've just passed just a wonderful mosaic that was created in 2019, or that's when it officially opened, and that was all crowdfunded by a group called the Save the World Club. And it's worth just spend a little time. I tried to take some footage there, fully appreciate rather than talk over it. But then there's a little part of that mosaic. You've got the Ophelia, a little nod to her. Got some more signage here. And we are back at the Hogsmill River, which is lovely, and it's a little bit muddy, but it's not too bad. This area is called Long Meadow. It's a lovely, just lovely little quiet area. Although you can hear the murmurs of the A3 that we're slowly approaching, and we have to kind of find a way either over it or under it. I can't remember. But let's just enjoy this last bit of path before we have to navigate there. Oh, there's a robin or a sparrow, a little robin sitting on our London Loop sign, and off he goes. There's a lot being done of this part here. We've got some kind of wood carvings of different animals and lots of different signs. I haven't seen any kingfishers or water voles, but apparently they are here. And you can get quite up close to the river as well. And here's one of the little carvings that I mentioned. There's a few of those around. Just makes this part of the walk just that little bit more enjoyable. It's a bit sad. This is where we leave this part of the Hogsmill Nature Trail. As much as I'd like to go wandering off up there, I can hear the A3. It's getting closer, and so we're going to have to go over that or under it. Well, I found the subway under the A3. Some interesting political graffiti down there. And we're back on the path and in the woods. Still quite loud from the road, but we're heading away from that now. Let me just check the app to see where we are. So we're still technically part of the Hogsmill Nature Reserve down here. So we'll carry on. Just seen this other fantastic bridge. We're following the Hogsmill River again, and I nearly got distracted and headed off in the wrong way, but you can see the clouds, storm rain clouds are forming, the wind's picking up, closing in on midday, so I should really push forward. This is the Elm Bridge Meadows Nature Reserve, or everything that's going to be appearing on our left as we walk along here, and it's quite a nice solid path, this one, so Not that I haven't accumulated a lot of mud on my boots already. Look at this tree. Let's go up. There's a wonderful tree here with these swings set up. Might have a seat. According to my walking app, I'm about 9k into this walk. Hopefully this went great. And we're kind of just after this path ends. It kind of breaks off a little bit and we head into a residential area, past Berrylands and into Kingston. So I'm just enjoying this little area here and swinging along. The app and route is telling me to go up Surbiton Hill Park, but I feel like I'm missing out on Rose Walk Nature Reserve. So you know what, I'm just going to take a diversion and maybe take a hopefully more scenic, more exciting route. I mean, why walk up a road, residential street, when you can walk along nature reserve and the sun's out, so why not? Look at this thing. See, we made it back. That was much better little diversion. There's Berryland Station. Bug Hotel there. We've been reunited with the Hogsmill River after a little residential walk. This is pretty wide, but I'm afraid there's no paths that follow it down, so we walk along this main road and we will be reunited again. Sure. We're in Hogsmill Lane. Just walking down Swan Walk now. We have Kingston University, it looks like, in our sights. Yeah, nearly in Kingston, basically. It's a nice little path. I can hear water, so that might be the Hogsmill again. Let's have a look on the map. Yeah, we should be getting close here. Like there's a communal community garden just round the corner here as well. Yeah. Pop you up so you can see. That was the Hogsmill Community Garden, and this is the Hogsmill. I'm making myself busy doing that. And we've got some more London Loop signs coming up at the end of this path. The problem with some of this signposting is it's just facing in the wrong direction, and this part of the route is a little bit confusing because it sort of weaves in and out of residential into little paths like this, and it's easy to get lost. So I ignored the sign, I went with the app, and then we got more signs which are going in random directions. Well, we're along the river and we're heading into Kingston. There's Kingston College over there. So we're heading the right way. See this section. Well, go Julie to the rescue again. There was a little note that said, "Do not be misled by the misaligned signs," which I nearly was. We're back on this little path, river. There it is, still there, still with us. We'll see you in a bit. We're going down there, and I think I saw some more signs. Whether they be realigned or misaligned or not. Yeah, this path is desperately trying to cling to the river where it can, and we are really getting close now to where the Hogsmill joins the Thames. And these are some council offices. But this is just cool. I like this. Round over here you've got a thing called the Coronation Stone, which we can go and have a look at. It's apparently what King's Stone is named after. Could be wrong, could be 100% wrong. Oh, we can go and have a look. Joins the Thames, and the end or the start of section 8. It does go on a bit further to Kingston Station, and you can walk a bit further down here just to the bridge. nice place to end it.